Hi guys. This is the beginning of the scan and cut video. I want to make it crystal clear. I am not an expert. I'm just trying to help people and share my knowledge of what I know. It's very difficult to videotape the tiny scan and cut screen. So you have to have a basic knowledge of how to use your Brother Scan and Cut. I transfer files via Wi-Fi from my computer and the Canvas workspace. I am thinking if I can try and do a separate video on using the Canvas workspace and resizing things, because most of the SVG files you get, if they're large, you have to resize them, and you have to have the Canvas workspace to do that. It's easy. It's not hard. And I do it almost every day. So, I am not an expert. I'm showing you how to use the transfer paper, how to move things around on the screen so you get them on the vinyl or the leather that you're using. But it's mostly about saving your mats and using the transfer paper. Game changer for me. So you'll see the mat that I use in this one, it's dirty. It's got all kinds of gunk on it. It still works beautifully. So I have a new one that I'm going to save until this one I just can't use anymore. So be sure to watch all the way to the end, because I make this bag buddy on this video. Look at this. This is all leather, leather, all leather. And all of this was cut out on the scan and cut. I don't know if I videotaped all of that on the scan and cut, but this is the Wellness Bag Buddy add-ons. That is the teacup. This is the medium teacup with the small tea leaves. And then this is the Abundance emblem with the backing that she gives you for it. All of it cut out on the scan and cut. It cut it. She gives you the SVG files. Now, I did resize them. I had to resize them. So I will work on doing the Canvas workspace video on how to resize them. So thanks for watching. Be sure to click like, subscribe, and comment. Thanks. So I'm getting ready to cut out a lining for the medium bag buddy. And on this one, you can see how bad this mat is. And I'm just going to do it with the paper side down. But to keep it in place while it's cutting, I am putting just pieces of painter's tape on the corners. I think it'll be fine. Famous last words. This mat is really bad, but it is still sticky enough that I think we're okay. Okay, so I'm going to bring my machine forward here. And we're going to load the mat. All right, and then we're going to scan the mat. So it's scanning what is on there right now. It's a beautiful thing. So this is not using any transfer paper yet. So now I click on edit. I don't know if I can bring you close enough to see it or not. Maybe I can zoom in afterwards. Edit. And there is the piece that I need to cut. I just want to make sure it's all on what was scanned. And I say, okay, if you can see that red on the black, that's what we're going to cut. Click OK, click OK, and then I want it to cut. Now I have an auto blade in here, so it determines, I don't have to set any pressure. We're going to see how this goes. I don't have to set any pressure or anything because it determines. So it's determining what kind of pressure it needs right now. And it says initially it's going to take a minute. We'll see. Okay, it cut the outside. Now it's just cutting the inner piece. I bet that's all it needs. Yep, it's done. Oh my gosh. It's just a beautiful thing. So let me get the mat out. Push this back. Take our painter's tape off. I just reuse those little pieces. My husband always asks me, what do you have painter's tape in here for? I said it's an expensive sewing tool. Okay. Now, this is paper on the back of this, so sometimes, depending on your mat, it'll stick, but it did pretty good. So there's a little paper left here. I'm not too worried about this mat because it's pretty bad to begin with. Okay. And there is your piece. That's the lining piece for the medium bag buddy. It's a beautiful thing. Now, I am going to go ahead and do some transfer stuff. So let me get a piece of leather to do. All right, so this is a piece of suede leather, and it has a little bit of nap on the back. But I don't want to take any chances getting any of that pink on my mat. So I cut a piece of transfer paper. This is the paper side, and that's the side that goes on the mat. Now, I cut this piece too big, and I really did that just for demonstration purposes. So, let me make sure you can see. So, there's the transfer paper. This side is sticky. So, I'm going to get the sticky off of here. And then we're going to attach our leather. And this doesn't have to be leather. It's really anything that has fuzzies that is going to leave residue on your mat. Okay, let me get this. Okay, so I got this off. So I'm just taking, this is the sticky side. I just took the paper off the sticky side. And now I'm going to lay that down on my mat. And I'm going to add my piece of leather, whatever you want it to be. And it sticks pretty good to that. Just get it on there nice and flat. Okay. Beautiful. Now, let's load the mat. And I'm still going to use some painter's tape to keep that down. If I had a better mat, which I have a brand new mat, but I just really, I don't want to use it yet. You know, mats aren't cheap. So again, very expensive. Kidding. Painter's tape. I cannot get anything, paper, anything to pull up today. So I'm really just sticking down the sides of my leather and that sticky mat. Now I am going to say, okay, now I'm going to scan the mat, but I got to bring this forward just a little. There we go. Now I'm going to start and I'm going to scan the mat where the leather is. I haven't tried it with this leather, so we'll see. I think I'm gonna put another some tiny little pieces here. It's one to come up just a little. There. The rest of it is stuck pretty good. Okay. All right, so now we scanned this, so now we need to tell it where do you want to put your piece. So I have 2 tabs. There's one. Oh dear, this one's going to have to come over right there. And these are going to have to come down here. Now, if you want to see where everything is, I know it's very difficult to see. I don't know how to do it any better. But you go over here, and now I can see all 3 of the pieces that I'm going to cut right there. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, let's just see how it goes. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. We're just going to do it by ear. So now it's going to cut on, again, an auto blade. It's determining how many passes and how thick it is. Now it's cutting 2 tabs, the little 2 tabs that go on the side, and the rivet holes that go in them. It's cutting it pretty well, so we'll see. It's going to make another pass. And the other thing is, don't stop it early if you have an auto blade, because it really determines when the cut is the best. So if you stop it early, it's not gonna do as well. Okay, there we go. All right, let me pull this back so you can see. Let me get rid of my mats off of here. And let's get these 2 little guys first. Now, I'm gonna get my masking tape. Okay, so now, if this had a ton of fuzzy, which I think it does have some, we'll see. You just pull this transfer paper up, and your mat will be clean. Okay, so there it is. There's not a lot of sticky to this particular one. Okay, so there's my piece. And to take this transfer paper off, got some tweezers in here. You just peel it off the back of your leather. If you can get it, like, you know, I can't. There we go. See how that just comes right off of there? It will save, for me, it's a game changer. It will save buying new mats. So there is my small bag buddy. And I have a little piece of painter's tape here that I need to get off. I'll get that off later. Here's the center, and here's my 2 little tabs. So if there's any paper, transfer tape left on those, just take those off. Now, do you need to do this? So there's your 2 little pieces with your rivet holes in them. Love it. This piece, I would save if you want to use it for, adding to a number 5 zipper for a pull or something. It's a nice piece of leather. So there you go. Look at that. Look how clean that is. Now, I think what I'll do is I'll do one that has a lot more fuzzy to it so you can see. Okay. All right, so here's another piece of transfer tape, and I got the paper off the back. So I'm just laying it on my mat. And then this light blue has a little bit more fuzzy on it. So we're gonna lay that. Let's see, I'll lay it this way. On the sticky side of the transfer tape. And then on the transfer tape, I'm going to just stick it down to the mat. If you have a real sticky mat and it's new, you might not have to do that. This is sticking pretty well to that transfer tape. So, transfer paper. So I don't think I'm going to need to stick it. So there it is. It's on, the grid is the transfer paper. So I'm going to load my mat. I'm going to pull it out just a little. And I just say, okay. And then I'm going to scan my mat. I need to scan where my leather is so I know how to place things on it. That's pretty good. Okay, now we're going to edit. And if you can see the red, we need to come down just a little and pull this one over. Oops. Okay, now I want to say, okay, edit. I want to get these little tabs up on the leather, that one is. And then this is actually pretty good. All right. All right, let's cut. Let's see how it does. It's testing. Yeah, it only needed one pass for this, which is a beautiful thing. Okay. Get my mat off there. Okay, so I didn't have a big enough piece of leather, so it's a little off kilter here, but I can straighten that out. I'm not worried about that at all. So there's my two little tabs. And it's just a perfect cut. Let's see if there's anything left on here. Yeah, there's a bunch of, you won't be able to see much of it, but there is a bunch of fuzzies on the transfer paper. So if you didn't use this, that would end up on your mat. And if I had a clean mat, I'd be more worried about it. This mat, I don't really care because it's junk anyway. But using the transfer paper on a nice clean mat will keep your mat from having all the fuzzies. So that's really the only purpose of this, I think. Now, you can't reuse the transfer paper, but all these extra little pieces of leather that are halfway decent, I will keep. For, you know, whatever. These are pretty good pieces of leather that I don't want to throw away. So that is the whole purpose of the transfer paper. It works beautifully. I actually was surprised when Ann told me about it. I said, oh my gosh, I never even heard of that. I can't tell you how many pieces of, how many mats I've ruined because I didn't have any transfer paper. So that's it, guys. That's all there is to it. All right, I'm going to do some leather that's got a little more gooey on the back. It's this brown crocodile that I just got. This is a little more fuzzy. So I'm going to put my transfer paper on my mat. If I can get it off. I should have done this before I hit live, but there we go. So I just cut, this one is a 12 by 12 sheet. And I'm just going to tape it down. I got all kinds of tape here. Because it's sticky. It's sticky for a reason. Okay. And then we're going to add our leather. Now, this one, I'm cutting the long version of the Bag Buddy. And let me go see. Yeah, it's this way. So I think I want it to be going this way. If you have directional print, you know, just know which direction it's going on the scan and cut so it cuts correctly. Oh my gosh, that's sticking beautifully. Now this is a little thicker leather, so we're going to see how we do. But I think on this one, I think you'll see what residue it leaves, I believe. We'll see. All right, let's load the mat. Okay, we'll bring it forward and we'll scan. We're scanning the mat to know exactly where our piece of leather or vinyl, whatever you're using, is. Don't forget that step. It's really important. All right, now we just need to click edit. And we'll see where it all is. This one's a little low, so I'm going to put that over there. This one I can go down a little more. And this one I'll go over here. Okay. Let me just check that nothing's overlapping. Nope. So you can see all three of my pieces. I don't know, you might have to zoom in on your computer or your phone. There's 2 tabs and the main body. Okay. Let's see how we do. This will probably take a little longer to cut because it's thicker. We'll see. It's determining. And Terry gave me a new blade. I probably should have changed my blade, but I didn't. Oh yeah, this says it's going to take 6 minutes. We'll see. Now, just like a lot of things, I wouldn't leave it. I don't leave it while it's cutting. Because if I need to stop it, you can pause with this button here if you need to. If it's getting off kilter or something, you can stop it. Yeah, it's already down to 2 minutes, so it's cutting pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. It's cutting the tabs. Down to a minute. It's probably going to go one more time, but let's see. Yeah, one more time. It might go more than once because it's back up to 2 minutes. We'll see. Yep, one more time. And then I'm going to put an emblem on here. I'm going to put one of the wellness emblems. The new emblems that she has. Almost done. Oh, no, it's going to go one more time. Oh, my goodness. Don't stop it. Let it do its thing because you get much better cut when you let it go around as much as it needs to, especially when you're using the auto blade. You don't want to stop it early. Even though it looks to me like it's cut, you certainly don't want to do that. Now, circuit may be this is the scan and cut, so. Oh my goodness, it's going to go again. Nope, there it is. Beautiful. Okay. Push this back. And let's see how it did. Oh my. Oh, it didn't quite get it there. See, even with going that many times, that's the only spot it didn't get. Okay, so here's your 2 tabs, perfectly cut. And there is your long buddy. There's the transfer paper on the back, so let's get that off and see how much fuzzy there is. It comes right off if you can get it started. Let's see. Just like double-sided tape. There we go. Oh my gosh. This, if I had had a clean mat, this mat I don't care about, but even with this mat, you're gonna see, look at all the brown on that. All the brown fuzzy. That would have been left on your mat. Big, big savings for your mat. So there is our long, I love it. Now I'm gonna get something ready and we're gonna do an emblem. All right, so I'm gonna cut a couple of the wellness emblems to go on the long. So here's my long in leather, which you saw prior to this. And I'm just scanning this piece. There's nothing under here. I didn't use transfer paper. I don't think this isn't too fuzzy. Famous last word, so we'll see. So I'm gonna edit, and I have a little teacup here. I'm gonna save this before I go any further. Okay, now I'm gonna edit. I'm gonna move this over here. I'm gonna turn this on its side. Yeah, I'm gonna put this here. So I just turned it so it would cut this way. That gives me a little more room. And then I'm gonna trash that one. And I'm gonna bring this one over here. And this one over here, I think. Let's see. Okay. You just want to make sure none of your pieces are overlapping, and right now they are not. I'm going to move this one up just a hair. All right, let's see how it looks. We're going to cut. Okay, here we go. Let's see how it does. This is pretty thick leather, so it will probably take a while to cut, be my guess. Yeah, it says it takes 7 minutes. I figured it would take a while. That's all right. I'll probably speed it up for you guys so you don't have to watch. All right, let's see. I'm saving it to my thumb drive. Let's see how it did. Oh my gosh, guys. That looks perfect. Look at that teacup. Oh my gosh. And these are some tea leaves. And then here is that wellness abundance emblem is what she calls it. Look at that. Can you see it? Look at that. How pretty that is. Now, I am going to cut a background. She does give you a background for it. So I'm going to cut it out of this other vinyl. This one right here. And so it'll end up being on here like that. Let's do it. This one is a much softer vinyl, so I am going to tape this one down. It probably would be fine, but I don't want to take any chances. Oh my gosh, those are going to be so cute. Right. Load your mat. Oh. Okay. Load your mat with this button. Okay, then we need to say, we need to go home, retrieve. And I gotta find that one here. Oh, wait a minute. No, let's go home. Retrieve, iCloud. There we go. Edit. I'm gonna get rid of everything except for the background. So the only thing I have left is this background. All right, so let's scan this piece. Okay, we're going to edit, and I'm going to bring that piece up on my scanned leather right there. I'm going to say okay, okay, cut, start. Let's see how it does. Oh my gosh, these are so cute. This shouldn't take too long because it's pretty thin leather. See, it looks like it's cut, but there's no way I'm stopping it early because I want it to get a clean cut. Looks like it's going to go one more time. One more time. One more time. You just never know. I need to change the blade. That'll help too. All right, there we go. Okay, then I'm going to save that to my thumb drive. There we go. All right, let's get this off. Now you can see there's no residue on the mat. So there it is. Look at this, guys. This is how it's going to look. Nice and centered on the brown leather. Oh my gosh. All right, let's go do it. All right, so I forgot to start recording, but there that is. I am gonna do a couple, I did the outside and I glued this on and then I stitched around the outside of that. I am gonna do a couple extra rows and I'm pulling all my threads to the back. So I'm just gonna go around these. I think I'm gonna do these straight edges here. And my thread matches so well. I'm back stitching on this one. You can't even see my thread. I can't even see it myself. So, I mean, there's no way you're seeing the back stitching. I love it. I'll show you what it looks like. Oh my gosh, I mean, it's the seafoam. This was a sample vinyl. This paisley was a sample vinyl I got from, I think it was District Leather, if I'm not wrong. It's glued on, so it's not really gonna go anywhere. But I thought I'd just put some stitches here as well. So you can see what it looks like from the back where I stitched. You're not going to see this because there'll be lining. So I stitched down there and down there. I think that's the only stitching I'm going to do. I think I'll stitch around the center. Let's just stitch around the center. Just go really slow. Gosh, you just can't even see. I can hardly see where I started and stopped on this thread. It's perfect. Okay. Let's see how it looks on the back. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. So that's what it looks like on the back. I mean, you can't even see where I started and stopped. It's amazing, actually. Okay. So that's that one. I love, this is called the Abundance Emblem, part of the Wellness Bag Buddy group. And then on the other side, I'm doing a teacup. Isn't that adorable? This will remain open for a tea bag. Now I'm gonna fold this out of the way and stitch around here first. And I'm gonna start on the bottom here. Again, I'm gonna back stitch. And just go slow. And then I'm going to come back down. And then I'm going to come across. You won't really be able to see this. And then I'm going to come up the middle. And over. And then I'm going to go back across. And come up this other side. Stunning. And then I'm going to go around that hole. Now I didn't glue this. I should have probably glued this little leaf. But I'm stitching all the way around it, so it doesn't really need it. Oh my gosh. I love it. Now all these pieces were cut out on my Scan and Cut, so that's what it looks like on the back. And that's what it looks like on the front. So then this covers this. Oh my gosh. I did on the top of the teacup, I just did, you can hardly see it, but I did a row of stitching. And now, now I'm just gonna stitch it on. Yeah. And I'm gonna back stitch here because of getting in and out of there. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's what it looks like from the back, and that's what it looks like from the front. Now I'm going to stitch around the cup. Not the cup, well, the handle of the cup. And I'm going to start right where my stitches, let's see, yeah. Just right down the middle. Just do a stitch at a time if you need to. This leather smells so good too. Okay, so again, that's what it looks like from the back. Little handle here. And then you can't, you can hardly see my stitching. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. And then you can put a little bag of tea right in here. Oh my gosh. All right, let's finish this guy. All right, so we're gonna finish this one. It's absolutely stunning. I love it, every bit of it. It's the long bag buddy. And these two are part of the wellness add-on. The wellness add-on has a lot more emblems and that kind of thing. So it is a little more expensive, I think, but she's gonna give a discount for it. So I think it'll be good. So we just need to cut our zipper. And she tells you how long this is gonna be, needs to be. But I don't have that with me, so I'm just guessing. Let's just say it needs to be right there. You don't want it in your side seams. And then she does suggest that you close the ends, but I gotta find my zipper pull. I had a really cute zipper pull for this other one and I forgot to use it. So let's find a good one for this. There's a coffee cup. I don't really want to use a coffee cup, so let me go find it. All right, so I don't know why I was using purple. I think I was doing it for this one, but I've already finished that one and it's gorgeous. So that one is purple. This is the medium, and look at that. And I used purple and silver. Stunning. Okay. So this goes really well with the antique brass, and these are new zipper pulls from Sew Yours. They are gorgeous. I got them in, I think, 3 of her colors. They're absolutely beautiful. All right, so I put double-sided tape on both sides of my hole here. Oh, I gotta close off the ends. I'm just gonna do a little stitch over the ends. On both ends. Okay. Oh my gosh, I gotta find some decent scissors. I mean, these are cute. These are the B, came with the B box, but they're not very good. Now, which do I want to be the front? I think I want my teacup to be the front. So I'm going to put my zipper pull going that way. Okay. So take your time in getting your zipper on nice and evenly. Oh my, that is actually pretty good. Let's see if I've got enough on each end. That's gonna be really tight, so no, I don't. I'm gonna have to move it down just a little. Yeah. Okay, that's all right. Let's see how that is. Oh, that's not good. Let's try that again. There we go. That's where I want it. Let's just get it even. You want to have plenty on each side so that when you sew it on, it looks good. You guys, Tony's out there talking to the dog. Cracks me up. Okay. Perfect. Now I have plenty on each side. Okay, good. Follow her directions on what size your zipper should be, because that does make a difference. All right, now we are going to put our stabilizer on. Now, depending on this one, I did not use any stabilizer because the leather was thick. And I just didn't need it. It's not floppy at all. This one is a little bit floppy. So I am adding some of my foam stabilizer. It doesn't really add any thickness, so you should be good. But it just adds a little bit of extra reinforcement. That's really what this is called. This is the reinforcement piece. It's very sticky. Okay. And this is well out of your seam allowance, so don't worry about that. It doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, so that's that. Now we're going to add our lining piece. You just don't want your reinforcement sticking over the edge, and it's not. Okay. Both of these I cut out on my scan and cut, and I do, you'll see that obviously in the segment before this. Now this one does come to the edge. Of your external piece. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And I just do half at a time. This wallet lining you can lift up if necessary. So don't get too worried about it because it lifts up very nicely. Okay. See how much stabilization that little piece of foam gave it? Yeah. All right, let's sew around the zipper, and I'll pull those threads to the back. I'm just making sure that I'm catching my lining, which I am. It's not the end of the world if you don't, but you really want to. You can always do a second row of stitches if you have to. I'm going to pull that thread to the back. Okay, hold your threads. Oh, I caught it beautifully. Oh my, that's perfect. And I'll be able to show you because of the contrasting here. Let me tie these off. Even those scissors aren't very sharp anymore. It's disappointing. Okay, tie these off. I need some new scissors. Very bad. Thread scissors just don't last. They just don't last very long. Okay, when I say that I caught the lining, do you see that thread all the way around on the lining? And that's what it looks like on the front. It's perfect. All right, now I am gonna put a little 1/8 inch double-sided tape on 3 sides on one side. That way it stays where I want it to as I'm putting it together. Totally optional. You don't have to do this. I think it helps though. Okay. Then I'm going to grab my clips and we're going to clip it together and stitch around it. There isn't really not much. The emblems take the most time depending on how intricate they are. They take the most time. All right, so I put my my corners together first. And then I'll put my tops together up here. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. I can't decide whether I'm going to keep this one or sell it or give it. It's a tough choice. Okay. You guys, look at that.
And benvenuto.
Hold on. All right, let's sew this up. Now I'm using contrasting thread, so I'm going to have to be really careful here. And again, I'm back stitching here because this is going to be covered by the little tab, so you won't see it. So just go slow around your curve. You guys, this all smells so good. It smells so leather. And go a little faster on your straightaway there. Okay. You do want to burn any threads. You just don't want any threads poking out there. Okay, now let me grab my little tabs. And these still have the transfer paper on them, so I'm just going to remove the transfer paper. See how gooey that is? That would be on your mat. Instead, if it's on the transfer paper. I love it. It makes such a difference. Okay. See how, I don't know if you can see it now on the white. Do you see how this was clear? These both were clear, and they've got all the back of the leather on them. Big difference. All right, let's put these on. And I'm going to use antique bronze rivets. There's one. And let me put this other one on. Okay. Punch your holes. Okay. I can't decide. I just don't know if I have the heart to give this one away or sell it because I love it so much. You just can't keep everything you make though, you know? It's a challenge. Okay, let me go punch them, guys. This is my favorite so far. So this video is really about using the scan and cut, not making one of these. But this emblem is part of the wellness, and this is part of the wellness. Now this is open. This is a little pocket that you can put a tea bag in. Or you don't have to use it. You can close it off if you want. Guys. And this is the long. So this is long enough to put cash in. This, I don't have a small here, but this is the long. This is the medium. So you can see this is bigger, and then the small. I don't have the small here. I'll go get one here in a second, but we're going to go over all this at the live where she releases the wellness add-on. Oh my gosh. These are all leather. All of it is leather. None of it is vinyl. I love them all. I love this one because it's purple and it's a beautiful thing. And I love this flower. So this is a piece that was glued on to a solid piece of leather and then just added on here. And again, this is silver and it's just got the black lining. This is a nice size. We're going to talk a little bit on Thursday on the live on what you could put in these. They're flat. So there's all kinds of things you could use them for though. This one, because it's long, is good for money. So gifting it to someone with money in it would be good. I think it also fits an EpiPen. So if you wanted to do some of her add-ons that have medical stuff on them, you could, there's one that comes with a Band-Aid. There's one that comes with an eyedropper or a medicine dropper. There's one with the heart with a plus on it for medical. There's one with a heart with an EKG on it. I mean, there's tons. The wellness add-on has tons and tons. So be sure and watch the live. This will be released after the live. So you'll see it. You'll have seen it all by then. This all is leather. The brown's leather. This solid is leather. This is leather. The teacup is leather. And then these poles are from So Yours. They're absolutely gorgeous. Look how beautiful they are. And they're the same on both sides. All right, thanks for watching. Now, I'm just going to reiterate what I said in the beginning. I am not a scan and cut expert. So I tried to show you how I do things on the scan and cut. It's really hard to see on a video, the red and all that. So there are instructional videos for the Brothers Scan and Cut. There's a Facebook group that is dedicated, and there's some really intelligent experts in that group that can help you with anything. I really wanted to do it so I could show you the transfer paper and how much it saves on gunking up your mat. The transfer paper for me is a game changer. I can't tell you how many mats I've gone through, and I've tried to clean them. I've tried to use that stuff that somebody mentioned getting from the dollar store. It just didn't work for me. I probably let them go too long before I tried it, but anyway, I have a brand new one that I'm going to dedicate only to using with transfer paper because I want to keep it clean. The one I used in this video is dirty and got lots of gunk on it, but it still works fine, and it still works with transfer paper. You just tape, I use paper tape. I mean, painter's tape. So anyway, again, I am not a scan and cut, Brother Scan and Cut expert. I just want to make that crystal clear. I'm just trying to be helpful. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you. Be sure to click like, subscribe, and comment. Bye-bye.